Success! Finally, after 13 years of tireless research, my work is complete. They said I was mad. They said stable contraptions were a pipe dream. Ha! I laugh in the face of such limited thinking. The framework for contraptions was staring them in the face, and the fools were too small-minded to see it. Stability? Irrelevant. Why bother with such trifles when the unstable contraption was there, waiting for a truly inspired visionary to conceive it? Now they will discover how wrong they were. Now they will rue the day they questioned my genius. With my initial tests complete, I must redouble my efforts. The full implications of this work must be discovered and documented. Expendable test subjects will be required. What's going on, everybody? This is Joe. I am also here with
Amy.
And if you have no idea what that was, then you are in for a treat. Welcome to, obviously, an unstable booster box opening. We hope that you're enjoying your day. I am going to open this entire box of Unstable. If you check the timestamp down below, you will see that this is going to take a while. And there's a reason for that. Usually when I do booster box openings on this channel, I show you the commons, but I don't read them off. I read off the uncommons, the rares, the mythics, the foils, etc. This set is a little bit different. I enjoy having an experience when I open product. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think of this process in the comments down below. But I am going to go through every card. And for that reason, like once we see duplicates, I'll go through those more quickly because there's no reason to talk about the same card over and over again. But otherwise, if this will actually open, there we go. Otherwise, it's a joke set, right? There's not a ton of value in here. There is some, with the basics at least, with the basic lands. So we can talk about that. But this is what the unstable packaging looks like. It's somewhat...
I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It somewhat separates like this. So we've got what was the cover art is now on the top flap here that kind of closes and makes that little...
faux box.
Yeah, this like weird slanted packaging on top. But yeah, so this is what Unstable looks like. We're going to open this up. That thing that I read was off the back if you actually didn't know that. But we're going to start. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see what we're working with here. Amy and I are really excited about this set. I actually got to play some this past weekend at GP New Jersey. Only one tournament worth or one match worth. One set of matches worth. But it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I got some good cards. I had some fun. I didn't... I went 2-1, but that's really irrelevant because that's not the point of Unstable. The point of Unstable is to have fun, which I definitely did. So we're going to open this first pack, which has X on the front, which is awesome.
I'm just moving a little closer so I can see these cards a little better.
Because they're awesome. I understand that. So, yeah, there's a lot about this set to enjoy. If you're unaware, we'll get to it, and I hope that you guys enjoy as we go forward. So we have Blurry Beeble to start. Multi-headed as an augment card for the host creatures. So you could have a multi-headed cat, you could have a multi-headed crocodile. There's a lot of a multi-headed octopus. There's a lot of different things. This on a jellyfish is terrifying, though. A multi-headed jellyfish, because it's just this on the front end and then just a bunch of tentacles on the back end. So it's just a bundle of tentacles, which is weird and gross. We have, so here's our example of a host creature with the ordinary pony. So if you were playing in a game, you would go like this and you would have a multi-headed pony, which is awesome. That's so cool looking. I love the way that they did that. We have a Finders Keepers, hilarious name for a card, I like that. A Feisty Stegosaurus. So again, this is another host example. You could have a multi-headed Stegosaurus, which seems terrifying as well. A Hazmat Suit used. So this is another old mechanic from Unstable or from Unsets, which said that you can't touch certain cards, and if you do, whoever touches that creature loses life. But sometimes it might be worth it. If you put it on your opponent's creature, it gives that creature +2/+1 in Menace, and they may lose 2 life when they touch the creature, but they can attack you with a creature that's powered up and has Menace, so it's kind of a toss-up as to whether they want to risk it or not. There's a Novelemental. It's awesome. I love the fact that this is one of the variant cards, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of those today. But it's a variant card, but this one has variations on their flavor text, and the flavor text comes together to tell a story, plus the pun of Jane Eyre is hilarious to me. Hopefully you guys get why that's funny. If not, look it up, because that's a good time. Beast in Show, another variant. This is the one that was revealed to us, so if you've seen the spoilers, the old spoilers for Unstable, and you didn't see much else, This will look familiar to you. If we open a different Beast in Show, you'll see what I'm talking about. A Sly Spy, another example of a card that will be different depending on which version you get. This is our first uncommon, and this one, the actual rules text is different. So feel free to read the rules text while I'm holding it here. But if we see a different one, be aware that it could be different. It could have different rules entirely. The next uncommon is Contraption Cannon, and a Hammer Fist Boomtacular, because of course that's the name of this card. We have, I think it's a rare mythic? Yeah, we have our rare next, which is Hot Fix, which is, I think, very fun. We discussed it in our reviews of Mark Rosewater's articles about unstable scraps, but this is so much fun because it kind of creates a game within your game where you get to pick up your library and try to sort through it in 10 seconds. But if at the end of that 10 seconds you're touching any of the cards in your library, you have to reshuffle. I think that's a lot of fun. I think it brings a lot of variation and excitement to the game.
Is that a spatula?
I think so, yes. Yes,
Okay.
and all these little moths are like eating holes in this paper or something. So, yeah. Odd. Behind Hot Fix, I think we move into... Oh, okay, there we go. We have a...
I love the swamp.
We have a swamp. Yeah, I think the swamp may be my favorite art. I understand that the island is more valuable. I get it. But still, I think the swamp is amazing. It's so beautiful.
I love the forest, too, when we get to that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll get plenty. Now we're on to the contraptions. So we have the Lackey Recycler as our first contraption. If you haven't seen the fact that the contraptions make up a full picture, there are 9 contraptions per picture, and I believe there are 9 pictures. I could be wrong on that second fact, but there are 9 contraptions per full image, and that's why the image kind of bleeds over into the border like that, because it's able to connect with other contraptions to make a full image. So we have the Lackey Recycler and the Mandatory Friendship Shackles. Hilarious names on some of these. I love it. Behind the Mandatory Friendship Shackles is a foil zombie token. Now, the other thing about the tokens that I'm going to be aware of and keeping track of today is you always flip over the token. So on the other side, it's not foil, but it is a larger image of the zombie. It doesn't have the power and toughness, it doesn't have the name, all that other stuff, it doesn't have the set symbol, but it is a full art image of that token. So if you want to just play with this, because most people understand who have been playing for a while that a zombie token is going to be a 2/2 creature, you can just have that on the battlefield, and that I think seems really awesome. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's
but
beautiful.
yes, but the some of the other tokens will not just have larger versions of the art on the back. You'll see as we get to those. We have another X pack here. Let's see. Oh, keeping losing track. Okay, do you like squirrels? I like squirrels. Here is Squirrel Dealer. Adorable Kitten. Magic Word. This card was a lot of fun when I played with it. I ended up having a play set. I will warn, though, if you don't want to tap all of your opponent's creatures at the same time, choose different words, but be aware that you better remember all of them if you have multiples of this card. A Common Iguana as another host creature. A Snickering Squirrel. I love that. He's like a king sitting on a throne. A Box of Free-Range Goblins. And it's got that old trap of like bait inside the box on the floor, a stick with a rope attached to it, and you just pull the rope, the stick falls, and you catch whatever's underneath. So that's where that Box of Free-Range Goblins comes from. A Voracious Vacuum. So you could have a multi-headed vacuum, as we saw earlier with that Augment card. So here's another host creature. Another Beast in Show. As I mentioned, if you weren't aware, here is a second version of Beast in Show. Hopefully, you remember from the previous art, this is very different from the previous Beast in Show. It still does the exact same thing, but it's a different art. First Pick, which is ironic. It is our first uncommon. It's ironic because it's definitely not our first pick. It destroys an artifact or enchantment and then assembles a contraption, but still, it would not be my first pick at all. A Teacher's Pet. That's cool. I like the eagle on there. He looks really awesome. A Half Orc Half. So this is another augment creature that you can put on things. You can have a half orc, half kitten, half orc, half vacuum, all the things that we've seen so far.
What about a half orc druid?
That's more Dungeons and Dragons, Amy.
That's me.
I know it is. Amy plays the half orc druid. So yes, you could have a half orc, half druid. Actually, it's not a host creature, but you could make it work. There are different things that you could do. And
I do make it work.
and our rare, this is pretty sweet, is Spike Tournament Grinder. So if you think ahead and bring with you some powerful cards, some fun cards, if you watched the Loading Ready Run pre-release that was really just a release event for Unstable, if you bring Shahrazad with you, you can use Spike Tournament Grinder to take one of those cards from outside the game and put it into your hand, and then hopefully play it and be able to do stuff. Spike Tournament Grinder is very interesting. I like the way that this card works. Behind Spike, we have another Swamp.
Yes.
So that's a thing. We have a Refibrillator instead of a Defibrillator. We have a Refibrillator. This guy is adorable, sitting in his little tank here as our first contraption, and it's a rare contraption. Let's point that out because they can be any rarity. Whoops. And an Inflation Station. Awesome name for a card. I love it. It's hilarious. And it's our second contraption. It's a common one. And then as you saw, since we were talking about Beast in Show, here is a Beast token. And again, always flip the tokens over. This one is another example of a full art on the back as well. Like I said, not all of them will be that way. We'll find out as we get further through.
Inflation Station. Wasn't that like something in Willy Wonka's factory?
Probably. With Violet. So here's another X. That's 3 in a row. There are others. I can see them, I swear.
I guess the fizzy lifting drink is kind of similar.
Somewhat, yeah. They didn't, like, blow up, but... All right, this pack starts the same way as the last one did with, do you like squirrels? I like squirrels. Squirrel Dealer. Here's another host creature in Shaggy Camel. Another magic word. A wild crocodile. Another box of free-range goblins. A spell suck. This card is hilarious. So it counters the spell by kind of ghostbustering it and sucking it into a vacuum. A stinging scorpion. Another host creature. Here is our first example of the extremely slow zombie. If you're not aware of what I'm talking about with our first example, try to remember this picture the next time we open one.
Gorgeous background.
Oh yeah, this one's real nice. Real nice. And it's the last one. This is, yeah, you'll see. But this is where he is closest in the art to the viewer. Then we have another Sly Spy. Read the rules. Read the effect that it has. It's our first uncommon, and it may be the same as the other one, but it may be different.
I think it's different.
It's definitely different. Ooh, we got a Crow Storm. I like this card quite a bit. If we open the Storm Crow later, you'll see. But this card's just hilarious. It's Crow Storm. It's, I believe, I'm relatively certain, the only card with Storm in this entire set, and it's hysterical. And we have a half squirrel half, which gives the host creature -1/-0 if you add it on. Usually they plus things. This is all minus, which is interesting. But yes, he is definitely cute. And the rare or mythic is an Insight, which is just hilarious. You assemble a bunch of contraptions, so it's an X costing spell. It makes sense. I like it. There's a lot of flavor text on here. If you get a chance to read said flavor text, that's great, because it's pretty funny. Behind that, we move on to a mountain.
That's
so,
pretty.
Yes, to go with our land theme, here is a mountain. Then we have, I love this card, a quick stick lick trick. Amazing. I love that. That's hilarious to me. A buzz buggy, because they're going to try to make everything as difficult to say as possible. But they're both common contraptions in this pack. And a foil, because all the tokens are foil if you didn't get that. An elemental token. Very nice. Flipping the tokens over as always, it is another example of a full art back to the elemental token. There have been people that I heard saying that they would have liked to have seen the full art on the back also be in foil. I can somewhat agree with that. I can understand why they didn't, but still. We have another X pack. I promised that there would be others, and there will be. The next pack will be different than X on the cover. But this pack is going to start the exact same way the first pack did, with a blurry Beeble, a wild crocodile, common iguana, lots of host creatures. Here's a capital offense, where nothing on this card is capitalized. No words on this card are capitalized.
I love it.
I don't.
It's dripping with flavor.
Yes, that is why it is good. It's bad because it bothers me. We have a wrench rigger. Whoops. A stinging scorpion. Another example of cards that will have different art on them. We have the amateur auteur. And so this guy is depicting, or the art is depicting, the art and the flavor text, I should say, are depicting Zendikar the musical. I love the different flavor texts on this guy. They're so good.
This is one I definitely want.
Yeah, I want all 4. I think there's 4. I want all of this guy because it's amazing. I saw all the different variations online, and I want all of them because they're spectacular.
I pretty much just want the Zendikar one.
Oh, well, then here you go.
I'm obsessed with Zendikar.
Well, there you go. We have the proper laboratory attire for an equipment card. That was our first uncommon. Our second uncommon here is the Skull Saucer. I drafted this card, and I was very hesitant to draft it. It did win me the game, so if you need an indication of whether or not to draft it, but putting your head on the table for somebody like me who is probably too old to be squatting on the floor like that for the remainder of the game, something to be aware of. And we have a Steam Flogger service rep. So it goes along with the contraptions, it goes along with the Steam Flogger boss. Because it's a boss, a lot of these other Steam Flogger rigger cards or creatures reference job type things. So this is your service rep. Our rare or mythic in the pack is... Oh, nope, we have a foil first, I guess. A foil capital offense. We have a lot going on in this pack. So that's actually really cool. I like the... kind of the design on this little guy's chest here.
Oh, the silver border also looks foil.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Cool.
All the silver borders.
That.
Yes. All the silver borders are also in foil, which is nice. I'm like slurring my words a little bit. I apologize. Behind capital offense is a Jack Knight, which is our rare. It is a cyborg knight. Or as some people had mentioned online, if you're aware of the show, it looks a lot like Gizmo Duck. So Magic printed a Gizmo Duck card. After Jack Knight, another mountain. So 2 swamps, then 2 mountains. An oaken power suit. It's a rare contraption with squirrels. Adorable. Look at that little adorable squirrel in that suit. So we have an oaken power suit and a widget contraption as an uncommon contraption. We then have a foil vampire token. Check out the foiling pattern on that. And then on the back is the full art version of it. Looks really, really sweet. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. We move on to the test subject pack. Let's see what this pack has in store for us. Whoops. That's fine. That actually worked out kind of nice. Okay. Making you compliment your opponent, we have the Chivalrous Chevalier. Another multi-headed augment card. Timeout. Roll some dice. Another box of free-range goblins. I think this is the card that we have the most of at this point. A Spell Suck again. Stinging Scorpion again. An Enraged Killbot. So the flavor text and the names on this card could be different if we see this again, but otherwise it will be exactly the same. The picture, the power and toughness, the mana cost, etc. But be aware of the name and the flavor text. So this one is Enraged Killbot. We have a secret base. This one is for the... oh, okay. It has to share a watermark with secret base, so always check the watermark and the art on secret base, because there are multiples and they are different. We have the Kindly Cognition as our first uncommon, Spy Eye as the second, and Knight of the Widget as the third. The rare or mythic, or I guess could be a foil. Haha, we got a mythic in the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
So to go along with the Sword of Fire and Ice, the Sword of Feast and Famine, etc., we now have another Sword of blank and blank. and it is repping another game that Wizards of the Coast makes. Maybe you've heard of it, the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. I like this card a lot. I do have the promo from HasCon. It's the same art, but this one's not in foil, but still, that's totally fine. And it's really cool. I like that they put that in the set, and hopefully later we will see the token that this card makes if we open it in a pack.
Can I equip my half-orc druid with it?
Yes, and it would give you protection from rogues and clerics that way.
Sweet.
So there you go. If we came across any rogues or clerics. Oh, and we got a plains too. That's sweet. So we got a plains, first plains of the box. Moving on to the contraptions, we have an insufferable siphon, which is an uncommon contraption, and an auto key, which is a common contraption. And another zombie token, foil, and same thing on the back as we saw earlier. All right, we move on to another test subject pack. Okay. Once again, compliment your opponent with your chivalrous chevalier. Here's the jellyfish, a numbing jellyfish.
That's so cool.
It's very cool, but if you get a multi-headed jellyfish, it is terrifying. Let me see if I can
I love that picture.
quickly sift through. Hey, I found it. Okay. So yes, this is what a multi-headed jellyfish would look like. That's horrifying. Look at that. It's just a bundle of stuff. Anyway, so a numbing jellyfish, a really epic punch. So it goes along with the Khans of Tarkir, Bear Punch, and Dragon Punch cards. Yes.
That's
well,
awesome.
but it was always someone punched a bear, then someone punched a dragon. Now this is a bear punching a dragon.
Of course.
Of course. The logical next step. Here is, speaking of referencing Hasbro's games, we have, or Wizards of the Coast games, but this is a Hasbro game. Go to Jail. If you haven't read what this card does, read it. It is hysterical. Got to roll doubles to get your creature back. A big boa constrictor. Another secret base, a different secret base for Order of the Widget this time. A mad science fair project. Hilarious name for a card, and pretty sweet art as well. A Gimme 5. I can't tell you how many people, you weren't supposed to, but I can't tell you how many people were getting up from their seat and running around high-fiving people and gaining life for that, but also giving life to people in the silver bordered games that they were high-fiving. That was always fun. So here's a Gimme 5, our first uncommon. A Slaying Mantis. So awesome. It is an insect wrestler that you get to actually stand up, walk 3 feet away from the table, and throw this card. The first time I tried not to throw this card, but to throw a card in practice, I hit someone directly in the face. So please be aware of what you're doing when you do that.
Sounds awesome.
But as someone who also appreciates wrestling, this card is, I'm a big fan. So there's Slaying Mantis and Krark's Other Thumb. We talked about this in one of our jar videos when we reviewed Mark's articles, like I was talking about earlier, Unstable Scraps. But this card, the story behind this card is hilarious and it makes perfect sense to me. But I love it. Krark's Other Thumb. And our rare is a Masterful Ninja. If you're going to look for the ninja in this art, I require you to read the creature type first and then decide whether or not you want to do that. This card is super powerful. This card shouldn't have a mana cost, in my opinion. It just shouldn't. It doesn't need it. But anyway, here's a Masterful Ninja as our rare. And we get another plains. So yeah, really, 2 swamps, 2 mountains, now 2 plains. Ooh.
Nice.
Very nice. A foil rare in X. This is like one of my favorite cards in the set. I'm super happy to have this in foil.
Nice.
That's fantastic. I love that. X is a hilarious card, an amazing card. My pun for it is X gon' be given to ya. So please feel free to read what the card does to understand whether that pun is funny to you or not. But here's a foil X. That's fantastic. I love that. All right, on to our contraptions. We have a headbanger to start, which is a goblin with a hammer attached to his head banging on an active bomb, which is just super safe. And a sapsucker, which is a great name. And our token is a Thopter token. Again, none of these arts that we've seen so far are new, but they are in foil, possibly for the first time. And on the back, a full art version of that same Thopter art. Really awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we move on now to some three-headed goblins. Oh no! Or I could throw it on the floor, that's cool too. Okay. So, in this pack, we start with a host creature in Merman. A willing test subject, adorable kitten, steady-handed mook, a hammer helper. Look at that guy's face. Look at his face. That's crazy. Anyway, another go to jail, another big boa constrictor, gnome maid engine for another host creature. Lots of host creatures, not a lot of augment creatures we've seen out of this box so far. An Inhumaniac, great name for a card. A Robo. So speaking of augment creatures, this is a Robo. So you could have a Robo engine, which would kind of make sense, a Robo Constrictor, or etc. A Robo Kitten.
I
all that
like
good stuff.
him.
Yeah, he's kind of cute. Behind Robo, we have an old-fashioned vampire. So that is those are all three of our uncommons. Our rare or mythic is As Luck Would Have It. So there are a couple of things that you can get in this set that would allow you to manipulate this card enough to allow you to roll enough dice to get the alternate win condition that this card allows. So yeah, As Luck Would Have It. It's not easy by any means, and it costs 1 mana, so you could start really early, but you kind of need to build around it. If you open this in pack 3 and you haven't really been working towards it, it would be a little difficult. And now, because, yeah, that's kind of how this is going, we have a forest. So this is the forest that Amy was talking about that she liked.
It's just the colors.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's really, really awesome. Behind the forest, we move on to our contraptions, and we have a rare contraption in Guest List. Very cool. We have an uncommon in Accessories to Murder. Awesome.
Oh.
Oh, look, it's got a toaster. So this is an Order of the Widget one. Oh, no, it's not. It's a spy one. Anyway, the Order of the Widget are the ones who have modified themselves to have, among other things, toasters for hands or limbs or whatever. Behind Accessories to Murder, another vampire token. So we saw it in foil, and we saw the back. Okay. We are on to another, as I said we would have a couple. Another three-headed goblin. Let's see if this follows the pattern and has a forest in it, because everything else has had duplicates, follow-ups to the basics that we've gotten. We have an Eager Beaver host, an Old Guard, It That Gets Left Hanging. One of my favorite names of cards in the set. So cool. A Chipper Chopper, a Finder's Keepers, a Feisty Stegosaurus. Here's another extremely slow zombie. This is more in tune with the season that we are currently in, at least here in the Northeast US. It's a snow-covered extremely slow zombie with a Santa hat on. So again, if you remembered that other art that I told you to remember, now you see this one. A Lobe Lobber is the first uncommon. I like the colors on this card a lot. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's shooting a brain at you.
That would be gorgeous in foil.
Yes, definitely. Agreed.
Incredible.
A Sneak Dispatcher is our second uncommon. And a 5-finger Discount is the third. I always thought when I saw... Yeah, it's great. And it's stealing this little dog. I always thought when I saw this card online that it looked a little faded online, like that the picture quality when they uploaded it for the spoilers was bad. I think that's just the art. I don't know whether they did that on purpose or what, but yeah, that's my personal opinion. You tell me if you guys think the same. And our rare or mythic is... Oh, nope, we have a foil first. A foil uncommon in Super Duper Death Ray, which is an instant burn spell with trample, which if you've been playing the game for long enough, it makes perfect sense, but it's still something that they really have not been able to do in a black bordered set, but that they did in a white or a silver bordered set, and I like it. I think that's awesome. Behind Super Duper Death Ray, our rare is a Hydra Doodle. Hilarious art for a card. I love it, and it does some pretty sweet things. Behind Hydra Doodle, Another forest. I was totally right. It's a forest. And behind the forest, a deadly poison sampler is a rare contraption. That's cool. And another inflation station. We have a new token that were at least unique to us in a spirit token. Actually got pretty cool foiling if I can catch it. There you go. You guys can see that. The spirit itself looks fantastic in foil. And on the back, it's a full art spirit.
Yeah.
Really cool. Okay. We are going back, but we still have another three-headed goblin because, of course, there were three three-headed goblin packs in a row.
Right.
Makes sense.
It would have to be 3.
I guess so.
It's got 3 heads.
It's true. Okay. We have another eager beaver, another chivalrous chevalier, another numbing jellyfish, a paniac to go along with that inhumaniac we got earlier, a sacrifice play, a dirty rat, mad science fair project again, staff of the letter magus is the first uncommon.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's interesting. You choose a consonant other than N, R, S, or T, and whenever a player casts a spell, you gain 1 life for each time the chosen letter appears in that spell's name.
Oh, okay. I think we did see that one in the spoilers.
I mean, that's hilarious. I love that. Another sneak dispatcher, whoops, and a half shark half for an augment.
I love sharks.
This one looked kind of cute. It's like a little,
cool.
like he almost looks like a minnow, or metallic even.
Yes.
But anyway, so here is a half shark half. Behind half shark half, we have another foil in a squirrel powered scheme, which is an uncommon enchantment, and awesome. It's like a crazy person, a mad scientist on this card. And behind our foil, our rare or mythic, it's a rare augment card in Serpentine.
Oh, he's cool.
He is really cool. He looks super sinister, too. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so here's Serpentine. Behind Serpentine, there it is.
Nice.
So nice. Hopefully we get 2 in a row, because we've been talking about that. That would be pretty sweet. 2 islands in a row would be nice. Behind our island, we move on to our contraptions, and we have the Twiddle Stick Charger. Hilarious name once again. So weird. And an Applied Aeronautics. I snuck a peek at the beginning and was super happy about it, but our token is the Gold Dragon token.
What?
In foil that you get from the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, he's so rad.
And if you notice, he has a character sheet behind him.
What?
If you play Dungeons and Dragons, he has a character sheet behind him. Now, as I said, if you look at the back of the tokens, not all of them are full art versions. This says, Dungeons and Dragons, inspired by the hit Magic card, which I feel like could get some people very upset.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think that's hilarious. I'm going to pass this over to Amy so she can look at it, because I know she was happy with it. We have a Willing Test Subject pack next.
He's so cool.
Yeah, the Gold Dragon token looks really, really nice in foil. Really nice.
He's so old looking. He's like, his face is like sassy.
Yeah, he's like an ancient dragon.
That is a
It's
sassy
awesome.
dragon.
Yeah. Okay. And for those of you that play Dungeons & Dragons, you know that gold dragons are supposed to be your friend, but not always. Not all the time. Okay. I'm going to try to sort these a little bit better later. Okay. We have a Ground Pounder, an Old Guard, Blurry Beeble again, Multi-Headed again. Jesus. So many multi-headeds. Another Capital Offense, a Just Desserts. Very nice.
Yes.
A Goblin Clown throwing a pie into our face to deal us pie damage.
Yes.
So cool.
I love it.
I do too. A Subcontract. Another Beast in Show. Look at this poor guy. This is our 3rd Beast in Show and our 3rd different art for Beast in Show, so that's awesome.
Nice.
A Chittering Doom. Love that name. Love the squirrel theme. So cool. An Aerial Toastmaster. So here is the card that I was talking about where the Order of the Widget, some of the Order of the Widget people have been modifying themselves with toasters. This is an example of that. And they got that idea from the Grand Calcutron. If you want to know more about that, you should watch our review series, because we talked about all that stuff and you would know that already. So,
Well, you should read the article first.
fair. Well, at that time it was the story.
Oh.
It was the actual unstable story, written by Mark Rosewater himself. So here's an aerial Toastmaster, and is our second uncommon after Chittering Doom. And speaking of Doom, here's a Clock of Doom as our last uncommon. Awesome. A lot of Doom themes in this set as well. And our rare or mythic. Holy crap, I was just talking about you. This is the Grand Calcutron.
Yay!
It's another mythic. That's really cool.
He sensed it.
I guess so. So here is the Grand Calcutron. He is the leader of the Order of the Widget. He is a legendary artifact, and he is not a creature despite the fact that he used to be human. Again, read the articles and then watch our review if you want to hear more about that. I'll leave that on the side. Oh, we didn't get a second island. What a time to break the streak. Anyway, here's a Plains. We have another Twiddlestick Charger. Oh my goodness. A Dictation Quillograph. Awesome.
Cool.
And I spoiled it a little, but a Brainiac token.
Yeah.
That's new for this set.
Pretty sweet.
As was the Gold Dragon. Now check in the back.
Yes.
See? I told you. They're not all just full art versions. Here is the test number 162 visualization. Reconstruct this image. The technology to reconstruct him finally within my grasp. And it's connect the dots for Urza.
Yes. Oh, I love it so much.
So awesome. Like dripping with flavor and lore and all that fun stuff. We have another willing test subject pack. Okay. In fact, I'm going to ask Amy to sift through this and find the sword for me.
Okay.
And just put it with this guy. Put this over here. Okay. We have another ground pounder, a numbing jellyfish, a really epic punch, a sacrifice play, a dirty rat, a work a double, another Order of the Widget secret base. Okay, so we're back to the original art for Beast in Show. I think we still have one more that we haven't seen yet, but here is the original art for Beast in Show that we saw. Yep. We have a Suspicious Nanny as our first uncommon.
I used to be a nanny.
Yes. She says, afternoon, folks. Or he. Looks like a man. Afternoon, folks. Lovely day for a stroll with my authentic human baby.
Aww.
So the nanny is not being suspicious of others. The nanny himself is suspicious. Yes. Mm. We have a side quest. So awesome. This card is amazing. You get to just give one of your creatures to someone else in another game, get them back later, and they have a +1/+1 counter on them. So cool. And another half shark half. Our rare or mythic is Steam Flogger of the Month. So like I said, another Steam Flogger themed card, and again, it's got the work theme, or the office theme. And it's stepping out of a frame, because you're framed for Employee of the Month. You get your picture up on the wall.
I thought it was like a calendar thing.
No, no.
Like different photos for the different months of the
year. I
got
gotcha. Yeah. No, this is Employee of the Month, and they're just stepping out of the frame that they were placed in for being Employee of the Month. Behind that, another swamp. So yeah, it's going to be a while before we see another island, I feel like. Surprise, surprise, they put less islands in boxes, it seems like. Odd. Yeah. We have another rare contraption in the Hypnotic Swirly Disc.
That one is so cool.
It is really cool. I had this in my contraption deck in the games that I played. Behind the Hypnotic Swirly Disc, we have a Boom Flinger, which is also hilarious. And a squirrel token. So this is I think there might be more than one squirrel token art. I love this one. This dude is just chilling. He's drinking out of his little water thing. He's got his wheel in the background. He's just having a grand old time. And on the back of the squirrel token, you have basically an advertisement for Commander. Hail your glorious Commander, and it is the leader, or one of the leaders, of the League of Dastardly Doom. All right, we move on to Another three-headed goblin. We're back to some three-headed goblins. We start with an adorable kitten. Timeout. Mother kangaroo. Riveting rigger. Subcontract. A bumbling pangolin. That's totally a thing. It's a beast. It's a type of beast. But it's bumbling. A steady-handed mook. I like this card a lot. A target minotaur. So this is another example of a card where if we see more of them, he will have been targeted by different spells. So this is the target minotaur. It says, not again. Our first uncommon is Knight of the Kitchen Sink. Another card that can do multiple different things. This one has protection from 2-word names. If we get another one, it'll have protection from something else. Something different. A socketed sprocketeer, or sprocketer. Not sprocketeer, sprocketer. A socketed sprocketer. Say that 10 times fast.
Oh, God.
And a more or less. I love the art on this card. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
And just the name is hilarious. More or less. And our rare or mythic is The Countdown is at 1.
Yay.
I know Amy really enjoys this card. It follows the tradition. I mentioned Shahrazad earlier. It follows the tradition of Magic subgames. Plus, that art is disgusting. Look at that dude's crazy face. And he's looking at the countdown, the doom clock. The clock of doom that we saw earlier. So, here we go. The countdown is at 1. We have a forest. Another beautiful forest. We have a rapid prototype mythic contraption. That's fantastic. Love that. So there's a rapid prototype mythic contraption, or prototyper. See, look at that. It's a prototyper. It's a rapid prototyper. And another dispatch dispenser. Or dispensary. I'm just messing up all the words here. Now, if you no, it's not. If you get that Sword of Dungeons and Dragons, and your opponent has one of these tokens, you're okay, because this is a rogue creature token. It has menace, and it's a 2/2. On the back, test number 40, precognition. Complete the statement. So basically, this is a Mad Lib game. I couldn't think of the word. It's a Mad Libs game. And underneath it, it says, inaccurate responses will be punished. So you play a game of Mad Libs, and yeah. I haven't got a chance to do it yet, but you should totally give it a try. If you open that at your local game store, play some Mad Libs with your friends. We have another three-headed goblin. What's that?
I said I like Mad Libs.
Of course, who doesn't? Yeah. I was going to say, I'm sure there are people out there who don't. That's silly me. All right. All right, we have another augment card, a unique augment card that we haven't seen yet, in Humming. So whatever we add this to would be Humming.
Yay.
A defective detective. This card's fun. You get to play it, and then you just ask somebody randomly outside the game to show you a card from your opponent's hand. So if they want to show you a basic land, you're a little upset. But if they want to show you the best card in your opponent's hand, your opponent is upset. It's great. Another squirrel dealer. I like squirrels. A shaggy camel. A wrench rigger. A selfie preservation. So this is the first selfie preservation card that we've seen. It lets you go get a land as long as that land has a tree in its art. So hilarious, because there are lands of each basic land type somewhere out there with a tree in their art. Swamps, islands, plains, etc. You could find them and put them in your deck if you had selfie preservation. More likely you're just going to put it in a green deck and just be happy because all forests have trees on them. Another capital offense, a target minotaur. So what did I say? This guy is not covered in ice like the last one was. He is being shot at by little itty-bitty fireballs, which, to be fair, since he has 1 toughness, he's probably having a bad time with it. And of course, again, not again. All right, Rumors of My Death. I love this card. Rumors of My Death have been greatly exaggerated. It's another card in the set that cares about graveyard stuff, different graveyard interactions. There's a couple of them. Okay, so we have another side quest and another Clock of Doom. As our rare, speaking of, oh my god, this card is crazy. I don't know how many versions of this card there are, but this card is called Every Thingamajig. And there are multiple versions of this card, like I'm implying, and all of them do different things. It's like a weird trading post type card that has multiple different effects depending on what what kind of mana you have to pay, what it does. You tap it, it has different effects. But there are multiples of them, similar to Very Cryptic Command, which has different things on it. This, every thingamajig, has different things on it as well. And that is our rare. Behind it is a mountain, because of course it is. And a Thud for Duds is the uncommon contraption that we start with.
I like him.
Yeah. And a Mandatory Friendship Shackles again. Our token is a Goblin token with some new art. Obviously, Goblin tokens are nothing new, but new art is cool. And on the back of this Goblin token, you have Knowledge is Power. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc. And it tells you to follow them. Keep tabs on the Magic community. There you go.
Lame.
Wow.
But I like goblins.
Yeah, the other ones had Mad Libs on them, and yeah, he's cool.
Oh my god, he's got a shovel with dynamite strapped to it?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. He's so cool.
We have a Blurry Beeble, Wild Crocodile, Chivalrous Chevalier, another multi-headed, my god, multi-headed loves us in this box, a Steady-Handed Mook, a Feisty Stegosaurus, a Chipper Chopper, Voracious Vacuum, Labrabot. So this is the first unique card or new card in the pack, and it's an uncommon. So we have Labrabot. Get it? Labrabot. I get it. We have an Overt Operative and a Zombified as an augment card. Our rare or mythic, or if it's a random foil, is the Handy Dandy Clone Machine.
Yay.
So if you have 2 fingers and want to put it down on a table, you can have a creature token, basically, for this Handy Dandy Clone Machine. Awesome. I love the art. I think it's so cool. The card is interesting, but the art is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I love that. Another Plains. And a Targeting Rocket is our first uncommon, contraption. A Targeting Rocket. And a Division Table, which is a great piece of art. It's like that classic spy motif of, I'm going to put you on a table, and I'm going to shoot a laser, and it's going to slowly move upwards, and then I'm going to leave to give you time to escape said trap, but if you don't, you get split in half by the laser.
Sounds awesome.
Yes, of course. And another Brainiac token. So, again, we saw it earlier on the back. Something different.
Ooh.
It says, oh, hello there. I was just reading up on the latest Magic news at dailymtg.com. So there you go. Look at that cute little squirrel. Okay. So
whatever.
Not all the backs of the tokens are the same either. Now we have an X pack. Oh my god. Come on now. That's not cool. There we go. Okay. It didn't want to open. We have a Riveting Rigger, a Merman, Squirrel Dealer, I like squirrels, Adorable Kitten, Subcontract, Bumbling Pangolin, Steady-Handed Mook, Nomade Engine, Sneak Dispatcher is the first uncommon, More or Less is the second, and Ninja as an augment is the third. So this actually now is the first card that we haven't seen yet. And it took till the third uncommon. And our rare or mythic is a Cramped Bunker. This card is hilarious. I saw somebody on Twitter showing a picture of them having bent their lands in half to stand it up so that it would be on this card without touching other permanents. So that is that's crazy. This card is a lot of fun, but also probably just pretty dangerous. I mean, that's the idea. Behind Cramped Bunker, yes, another island. All of them. I want all the islands. Beautiful. A Treadmill is the first contraption. And another Mandatory Friendship Shackles is the second. I believe that's the what we have the most of at this point for contraptions. Ah, there we go. It's a Storm Crow. I love that it's being struck by lightning. It's the token that you get from Crow Storm. It's the Storm Crow. And on the back, test number 815, Perception. and it says, how many crows do you see? And then the word crows is crossed out, so it says, how many avian perversions do you see?
Wow.
Yes.
That's offensive to crows.
Write a letter. Here's another X pack.
Aw. He's getting electrocuted.
I told you, yeah. Oh. He's getting shocked by the storm.
He's so sad.
All right, you have a Joyride Rigger. That's a new... So out of all these packs, now we get a new common, and it's the first one. Joyride Rigger, another ordinary pony, a feisty Stegosaurus, a hazmat suit used, Paniac, Snickering Squirrel, Voracious Vacuum, Overt Operative, Steam Powered, as an augment, is our second uncommon. So yes, that is really cool. And another squirrel-powered scheme. And our rare or mythic, actually we get a foil first, is a foil common in Paniac. Yay. Nice. Very, very nice. All right. And our rare or mythic is a Clock Napper. So you get to take one of your opponent's phases. This is another card, in my opinion, that is the art is a little faded for me. It's like, it seems a little dark. Similar to the 5-finger discount that I was talking about earlier. But here's a Clock Napper. I like what the card does. I think it's really cool. Behind Clock Napper, a Swamp, a Record Store. It's a rare contraption for Record Store. And an Applied Aeronautics again. And our token is a Fairy Spy token. Shooting some stuff into your ear. It's a spy. That's how it works. Looking on the back, we see we need your genius. So it shows you the 5 different factions. You've got Order of the Widget, Agents of Sneak, League of Dastardly Doom, Goblin Explosioneers, and the Crossbreed Labs. So if you were curious what the 5 different watermarks are, there you go. Now you know. And I won't make the knowing is half the battle joke, even though I guess arguably I just did. Here is an X pack. Okay, we start with a Humming as another augment card. Blurry Beeble, Wild Crocodile, Work a Double, Sacrifice Play, Dirty Rat, Box of Free-Range Goblins again. It's been a while since we've seen that one. We have another Amateur Auteur, which this time, as I mentioned, different art, different flavor text. This one has a line or lines from Ravnica the Musical. Awesome. We have our first uncommon is Entirely Normal Armchair. Yay. So cool. Again, another thing that we spoke about in our review. Go check that out. We have a Suspicious Nanny again, a side quest, and another mythic in Dr. Julius Jumblemorph, yes. The head of the Crossbreed Labs. He has been crossbred multiple times. He is all different kinds of things. I love that he has a T-Rex head, though. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. And these little tiny wings back here. So this is our mythic. We have another Swamp. That's cool, but not an island. And a Targeting Rocket is our first contraption. It's an uncommon. And a Top Secret Tunnel is not so top secret and is our second and is a common one. And we have a clue token.
Whoa, what?
Interesting. I didn't know that anything made clues in this set. Weird. And on the back, just the full art version of that clue token. That's super weird. I really I really didn't know that. And maybe it's not. Maybe they just are making tokens in foil just because. But anyway, we have another Willing Test Subject. Okay. We start, actually, I'm surprised we haven't seen one of these yet, but we have a Wall of Fortune with a bunch of the different dice types on it, D20s, D4s, D6s, etc.
Is Vanna White in there?
Yeah, that's Wheel of Fortune, Amy. Eager Beaver. Amy thought I didn't get her sarcasm.
No, I didn't.
Eager Beaver.
I was just disappointed in what you had to say.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Chivalrous Chevalier, Paniac, Snickering Squirrel, work a double. I love that this is another one of those goblins with the hammer tied to his head, and this bigger goblin is just holding him and slamming him down to hammer nails in. Sacrifice play. Okay. So here's another Killbot. I think the other one earlier was the Enraged Killbot. This is the Curious Killbot. Same art, same ability, which is nothing, and the same power and toughness, and the same cost, but different name, different flavor text. Socketed Sprocketer, Spy Eye, and another Steam-powered. Very cool. And our rare or mythic, or foil, nope, is another handy-dandy clone machine. So our first duplicate rare that we got is a handy-dandy clone machine. Here's another mountain. Here's another guest list. The second duplicate rare that we've gotten is a contraption in guest list. We have a dog snail engine. Very cool. We haven't gotten one of these yet. This is an uncommon contraption. And our token is an elemental token. Very, very cool. And on the back, just a full art version of that elemental token, which is terrifying. That looks so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like it. All right. We are back to another willing test subject. Trying to move this along. This is a long one, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. I hope you're actually enjoying yourselves. Joyride Rigger. Success. That's just very interesting. A Crafty Octopus. First one of these that we've seen as well. Spell Suck. Stinging Scorpion. A Wrench Rigger. Selfie Preservation. Another secret base for the Goblin Explosioneers. A proper laboratory attire. Rumors of My Death. A Monkey. An Augment Monkey. He's adorable. Ah, here we go. Our rare is our first very cryptic command. So obviously the one that we would want art-wise is the one with the sketch on it, but this one is still really cool to get. It is a very cryptic command, and it has a bunch of different abilities on it, and I'm not going to read them because I would have to read it for every one of them. But here's a very cryptic command, followed by a mountain, a neural network uncommon contraption, and a division table common contraption, and a goat token. This is like the weirdest goat token ever.
Is that a lawnmower?
I don't think so. Oh, no, I guess it is. Yeah, and it's just eating grass. It's so weird. It's just so weird is what it is. And then on the back, you've got the power is at your fingertips. 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 As this card kind of falls into oblivion and is repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Unstable. Okay. And yes, it is a lawnmower on that art. We have a 3-headed goblin pack. Okay. And we have a Chivalrous Chevalier, another multi-headed, because why not? Timeout, Shaggy Camel, a It That Gets Left Hanging, Selfie Preservation, Subcontract, Target Minotaur again getting hit with fireballs, Aerial Toastmaster again is our first uncommon, Party Crasher is the second, with the longest nose I think I've ever seen on a piece of magic art. Look at the size of that nose. Holy crap. And a Zombified Augment card. The rare or mythic is By Gnome Means. It's you know, a pun. Puns are things. And you can make gnome tokens. A Plains follows By Gnome Means. And a Treadmill common contraption. And an Auto Key that we've seen earlier. There is then a Saproling token as a token. And then on the back, the full art version of that token, which is cool. We're on to another 3-headed goblin. Okay. We have a success. Merman. Willing test subject. Wrench Rigger. Selfie Preservation. Capital Offense. Just Desserts. Another extremely slow zombie. It's our third extremely slow zombie and our third art on extremely slow zombie. This is the Autumn extremely slow zombie. Slaying Mantis again is our first uncommon. Awesome. Another contraption cannon. And a half-orc half. Amy appreciates that. And our
Yeah.
and our rare or mythic is a graveyard busybody. I talked about cards that cared about the graveyard. There were a couple of them. Here's one of them, and you get all the graveyards because she's a busybody, so she's aware of what's going on in all graveyards. We then have a Plains, a Lackey Recycler, and a Sapsucker. Both contraptions that we've seen already, and a clue token. Same on the back again. I actually like that full art clue on the back. That looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
A willing test subject is next.
I just figured it was, from like Eldritch Moon or something. But...
Yeah. All right. We have a Shaggy Camel, willing test subject, Mother Kangaroo, Wrench Rigger, Selfie Preservation, Capital Offense, Just Desserts, Nova Elemental, Lobe Lobber, hilarious, uncommon, Steam Flogger Temp, so another one of the Steam Flogger and then job-related word card, and Krark's Other Thumb. And our rare or mythic is Better Than One. I would love to open this in a draft so that I could have somebody, I don't know, maybe present company, help me out in a draft. That'd be really cool. Just gain a partner. But here's Better Than One. We have a forest behind that, and a dual Doom Suit as our, or Doom Suits, that would make sense, as our first contraption, and it's a rare contraption. Another Dog Snail Engine, and another Elemental token. You saw the foiling pattern, and you've seen the full art on the back. Very cool. We're on to a willing test subject pack again. We are getting through it. It was going slow in the beginning because I wanted to talk about the cards. Now that we've seen a bunch of them, if you've noticed, I'm moving a lot faster because now we've seen them. So there's not enough as much to talk about anymore. Humming, Defective Detective, Squirrel Dealer, I like squirrels, It That Gets Left Hanging, Chipper Chopper, Finders Keepers, Gnome Made Engine, Secret Base for the Agents of Sneak, which is not so secret. It's got giant signs pointing to it, all that good stuff. Proper Laboratory Attire is the first uncommon, Overt Operative is the second, and Zombified is the third. The rare or mythic, or random foil, is Serpentine again, another duplicate rare for us. Another Forest,
Yay.
and an Aerial Airy is our contraption. This is a mythic contraption, so that's really sweet. I guess this is where you get the fairy spies from, so that's cool. And a Dictation Quillograph. Then we have another Beast token. You guys saw that already. It was much earlier on. And the Full Art Beast. That's cool. We move on to a three-headed goblin. Okay. Whoops. Open the pack. There we go. It works. Okay. We have another Timeout, Mother Kangaroo, Riveting Rigger, Crafty Octopus, It That Gets Left Hanging, Chipper Chopper, Finders Keepers, another amateur auteur, this one from Innistrad the Musical. So this is the third amateur auteur that we've gotten and the third different art and flavor text for it. Innistrad, that's awesome. A Labrabot as our first uncommon, Gimme 5 is the second, and Knight of the Widget is the third. The rare or mythic is an Oddly Uneven. So cool. I love it. I love it a lot. It's just awesome. Ooh, sweet.
There you go.
An island, just what I wanted. A jamming device, hilarious, because there's jam all over it. A jamming device is our first uncommon, or for contraption, and a boom flicker is the second contraption, boom flinger. I can talk, I promise. Behind that, another Sapperling token with the full art Sapperling on the back. Three-headed goblin again. Let's see. Okay. We have another Wall of Fortune, a Ground Pounder, a Numbing Jellyfish, Really Epic Punch, it's been a while since we've seen that, Hazmat Suit Used, Paniac, Snickering Squirrel, Mad Science Fair Project, Buzzing Wackadoodle is our first uncommon. I like this card a lot. It is hilarious, and I think it works really well in trying to play a mind game with your opponent. It's really fun. A Hammer Jammer, great, awesome name, love it. And a Rhino. That's a first for us. These are all unique uncommons, which is nice this late in the box to see that. So here is a Rhino augment card. And the rare or mythic is a mythic in one of the leaders of the Legion of Doom, or Dastardly Doom, excuse me, is Baron von Count.
Yay.
So cool. I like this guy a lot. I like that you get to use the art to count down to being able to destroy target player, which is awesome. And it's a mythic, which is great. And it's got an island in it. Wow, this pack is great. Here's an island. We have an arms dealer, which is a sweet, sweet contraption. And an applied aeronautics. And we have an elemental token in the back. You guys saw that already. The foiling on this is insane, though. So cool with the fire. And the full art version of it on the back. That was probably the best pack so far, in my opinion. We have a willing test subject. If I could hold it right side up. There we go. Willing test subject is next. Ugh. Okay. Crafty Octopus. Ground Pounder. Old Guard. It That Gets Left Hanging, Chipper Chopper, Beast in Show. So this is the 4th Beast in Show art that we have. It kind of looks like the first one, but he's kind of turning to the camera or the viewer. But yeah, it's our 4th. Yeah, it is. But it's our 4th Beast in Show art. Novelemental. So again, could be different flavor text. Another Crowstorm. That's sweet. Is our first uncommon. 5-finger discount is the second. And Half Squirrel Half is the third. Our rare or mythic is a 3-headed goblin. We saw this guy on a bunch of different pack arts, and now we have him. That's cool. We already had X. We've had a bunch of willing test subjects. So yeah, I think we have all the pack arts now. That's nice. Oh, another island? They were just holding them all to the end. That's 3 in a row. Fantastic. We have a foil contraption in Optical Optimizer. That looks really sweet in foil, too. Wow. I like that a lot. Okay. That's a foil contraption, uncommon. We have a Sundering Fork and a Division Table. So 3 contraptions in one pack because one of them is foil. And an Angel token. So nice. Look at that foiling pattern. That is beautiful on her armor. And then on the back, the full art Angel. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. We have a willing test subject again. Lots of those. Okay. We have a Mother Kangaroo, Riveting Rigger, Merman, Dirty Rat, a Work-a-Double, Hazmat Suit Used, Mad Science Fair Project, Novelemental again, Border Guardian is the first uncommon, cares about what color borders you're using, another Skull Saucer, it's been a while, and an Old-Fashioned Vampire, that's the first one of those that we've seen. The rare or mythic is... Haha! I wanted this card real badly. This is a Rules Lawyer. So we got a Rules Lawyer. This card is crazy. I love it.
Wait, we've seen the vampire.
No, we saw the vampire tokens. We haven't seen the old-fashioned vampire.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's what I get for not paying attention. But we have a Rules Lawyer, which to me is a little bit more important. Maybe I'm biased, but I like the Rules Lawyer card a lot. I think it's really cool. So here's a Rules Lawyer. I'm going to go put that on my desk at work. Behind the Rules Lawyer, whoa! Okay, I really didn't expect 4 islands in a row. That's crazy.
Very sweet.
Apparently the islands kind of settled to the back of the box. We have another Headbanger, a Sapsucker, and another Thopter. So you guys saw the Thopter earlier. Here's the foiling pattern, and here's the full art on the back. That's awesome. I'm really glad to have a Rules Layer. That's cool. We have another 3-headed Goblin pack here. We're getting there. Not many left. Coming to the end. Oh god, that pack fell apart. Okay. We have a Ground Pounder, Numbing Jellyfish, Really Epic Punch, really epic, Humming, Box of Free-Range Goblins, Spell Suck, Hoisted Hireling. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen this yet. I think in my draft, I had like 3 of these. So here's a Hoisted Hireling, a Gnome Maid Engine, Druid of the Sacred Beaker. So there you go. Yeah. It is a Deer Bird Ape Druid. Because why not? Why wouldn't it be 75 different things? A Steam Floggery. It's an instant. So instead of a creature referencing Steam Flogger and then a work-related word, this is just Steam Floggery. And a Ninja. We saw that one earlier. A rare or mythic is an Ineffable Blessing. So this is another example of a rare that has different effects depending on which card you get. So if you are a collector, this set's actually kind of important because there are a lot of different very cryptic commands, a lot of different ineffable blessings. Like some of the other ones that there are multiples of are commons, like the amateur auteur or something like that. But these are rares, which means you're going to have to like seek them out or try to open a bunch of product or something like that. But here's an ineffable blessing. Behind that, a swamp. We have broken the streak of islands, which is unfortunate, but that it had to happen eventually. We have a gnome ball machine, which is hilarious as our first. It's an uncommon contraption. A buzz buggy is the second. And here, speaking of gnomes, here's the gnome token. This is an adorable token. I love this little guy. Look at him. Look at how cute he is. And he is a silver bordered token. So on the back, you have test number 342, aesthetics. Color this image. And it says, truth is not black and white. So it gives you a little coloring book type of a thing. Now we move on to another three-headed goblin pack.
He's so cute.
He is cute. I told you, I like that guy. He's adorable. Okay, we have a really epic punch. Humming. Defective detective. Work-a-double. Hazmat suit used. Common iguana. Snickering squirrel. Extremely slow zombie. I think that's the fourth art. I may be wrong, but I think that's the fourth one. Yeah.
Yet.
So that's it. We have all 4 extremely slow zombies out of the box. That's awesome. An aerial toastmaster is the first uncommon. Super duper death ray. This is our first non-foil of that card out of the box. And a clever combo. So this is an interesting, it's a sorcery. And you get to get a host or an augment, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. And it's got the kind of the piece of the art like that with which host and augment would have, but they're not actually connected.
Yeah.
Which is why it's the sorcery and not an actual host or augment card. And the rare is Over My Dead Bodies. So this is the card that kind of mobilizes your graveyard and your opponent's graveyards into being able to attack and block the creatures within your graveyards. Crazy, crazy card. We have another swamp, flavorful for the card that we just had as our rare. We have a hard hat area mythic contraption. That's our third mythic contraption to the box. That's really cool. And a dictation quillograph, which is another duplicate that we've had a bunch of times. Here is a spirit token in foil with, as you saw, the full art spirit on the back. We are getting there. I keep saying that, but I mean it. This is an X pack, which has been a while since we've seen that. And also, again, for those of you old school wrestling fans like me, you'll get why I slightly want to giggle to myself every time I say X pack. Okay, Ordinary Pony. I know I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, but that's fine. Wall of Fortune, Eager Beaver, Bumbling Pangolin, Steady-Handed Mook, Hammer Helper, Secret Base for the League of Dastardly Doom. Looks so cool. This is definitely my favorite Secret Base. Look at how cool that looks. Voracious Vacuum. Stamp of Approval is the first uncommon, which is new for us. Inhumaniac. And a half kitten half. So you could put this on the adorable kitten host card, and you could have a half kitten, which is just hilarious. Or you could have a half kitten, half vacuum, just all the weird stuff. And our rare is an animate library. What a cool card. What a crazy idea. I was able to animate my library when I played, again, like I said, at GP New Jersey. It was interesting until my library was a 26-26, and then it got killed by an entirely normal armchair, which is just unfortunate. So, which happens, that sucks. But anyway, the card is hilarious. I love it. Here's an animate library. Behind that, another forest. Nice. A rare contraption in Goblin Slingshot. And a common in Quick Stick Lick Trick. Love it. We have a construct token, which is hilarious. Look at that weird, what a weird token.
It's a windmill?
It's a walking windmill, though. It's got legs on the bottom. It's like Wild Wild West, but it's not a spider. And on the back, another knowledge is power. Keep tabs on the Magic community with Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc. So, there you go. All right. We move on to a three-headed goblin. Down to the last 5. Last 5. Not counting this one. Okay, Defective Detective. Eager Beaver, Old Guard, Wall of Fortune, Work-a-Double, Sacrifice Play, Dirty Rat, Amateur Auteur back to Ravnica the Musical. First duplicate of those we've gotten. Border Guardian is our first uncommon. Midlife Upgrade is the second. Hilarious.
Oh, it's like a midlife crisis.
Yes. Yes, and you get to get rid of all of your old contraptions and get new ones +1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
Shelliphant. I love this guy.
Nice.
He is either a turtle or an elephant, but you have to declare it, and at any given time, it is one or the other. So, Shelliphant. An Angelic Rocket is our rare. It is a rare host creature. Angelic Rocket. Hilarious. And a mountain behind that. Another optical optimizer. We had that only in foil earlier, so this is our non-foil of that card. And a top secret tunnel. We've seen that earlier as well. Here is a goblin token. We saw that guy earlier as well from the set, silver bordered. And on the back, another, oh, I didn't see you there. I was just heading out to Friday Night Magic. So it's actually technically different. The other one told you to check out Daily MTG. This one's saying, oh, I didn't see you there. I'm going to Friday Night Magic. Interesting. Hilarious. That's actually a really cool way to advertise stuff, I think. Because, you know, it's fun. Willing test subject. It's cute. You, like, almost don't know that you're being advertised to.
An
almost.
ad is an ad.
I was going to say, almost. Okay. Timeout. Shaggy Camel. Willing test subject. Hoisted Hireling again. It's been a while. Paniac. Sacrifice Play. A Despondent Killbot. Here's the third Killbot. Third different name. Third different flavor text. Otherwise, everything else is the same.
Same cute picture.
Gnome Engine. Midlife Upgrade. I love that you say that a Killbot is cute.
It is cute.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think it's funny. A Goblin Headbasher. Or Haberdasher. Why would I say Headbasher? Haberdasher with, again, a huge nose. My God.
I want to see that one.
Sure. And a Clever Combo. And our rare or mythic is a Water Market. Hilarious. So you can only cast spells with watermarks with this card. This land, I should say. So that's kind of cool. We have another Forest. An Oaken Power Suit rare contraption. And an Arms Depot uncommon contraption. The token is another construct, which on the back has the unstable ad cards featuring scratch and sniff technology. Scratch ad card for real ad card scent. So don't actually scratch up your cards, you can just smell them. Smells like cards, just like anything else. Great. And yes, I did in fact smell it. I love new card smell. I'm one of those guys.
I'm still looking at the Goblin Haberdasher. I love that the creature type is Goblin Hatificer. That's wonderful.
It likes hats. It benefits you if there are creatures with hats on. But yeah, so here is another X pack. Okay. We start with Humming, Blurry Beeble, Wild Crocodile, Hazmat Suit Used, Common Iguana, Snickering Squirrel, a Secret Base for the Agents of Sneak, Curious Killbot, I think that's a repeat for us.
Yes, it is.
Knight of the Kitchen Sink, so this one has, oh wow, this one also has protection from 2-word names. The last one we saw did too, but they are different, some of the other ones, if you can get one. A Cogmentor, and a Robo for an Augment card. The rare or mythic is a Mary O'Kill. She is another one of the leaders of the League of Dastardly Doom, and she's the one that actually cares about the killbots. So there you go.
I care about the killbots.
Wow. 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 Here's a mountain, and a Genetic Recombinator is an uncommon contraption.
That's awesome.
And an Inflation Station again as a common contraption. We have another one of these beautiful, gorgeous angel tokens. So cool. And the full art version of it on the back. So awesome. All right, we are down to our final 3. First is X. The token in this pack is going to be cool. Okay, we have a Crafty Octopus. I'm cheating. Joyride Rigger. an ordinary pony, defective detective, hammer helper, go to jail, big boa constrictor, target minotaur, goblin haberdasher, so there you go, Amy, a steel squirrel is the second uncommon in the pack, and a half kitten half is the third, and the rare or mythic is Hangman.
Yay!
Amy wanted one of these. I love this
my
card.
favorite.
Game within a game, so cool. So Amy gets her first Hangman card. Behind Hangman, oh, and an island. What a great
Nice.
pack. So there's an island. We have a turbo thwacking auto hammer as an uncommon contraption. Amazing name. And another boom flinger. And our token, as I said, it's sweet. It's the dragon again from the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. And again, same thing on the back. Dungeons and Dragons inspired by the hit Magic card. Awesome, hilarious, love it. Okay, 2 packs left. We will start with the willing test subject. We will end with, you'll have to wait and see. Okay. We have Magic Word, Joyride Rigger, Success, Hammer Helper, Go to Jail, Big Boa Constrictor, Delighted Killbot. This is a new one for us. Delighted Killbot. So I believe there are only 4, and I think now we have all 4, which is awesome. Mad Science Fair Project, Entirely Normal Armchair. Yes, the more the better. A Super Duper Death Ray, and a Steam Floggery. And our rare or mythic is a Modular Monstrosity. This card is crazy. You have to know so many. If you're actually playing in a tournament, if it's one game, then you're fine. Or one match, then you're fine. But if it's a full tournament for a full day, this card's going to get so much worse later on in the day, unless you come prepared with a list or look them up. We have a Swamp behind that guy. A Gift Horse, rare contraption. Hilarious. Look at that horse's face. I love it. Hilarious. And another auto key. And our token is another squirrel, just chilling, drinking his water, like I said. And another, oh, hello there. I was just reading up on the latest Magic news at dailymtg.com. Once again. Amy says Nad's an ad, but I think it's adorable. And we finish off the box with what we already have as our foil rare, an X-Pac. Oh. This one didn't want to open. Finishing strong, guys. Finishing strong. Okay, we have another magic word. We have a Wild Crocodile. Success. Just Desserts for some pie damage.
Yeah.
Subcontract. Bumbling Pangolin. Target Minotaur. This one's getting Acid Rained On, which is hilarious. It's a new Target Minotaur art. Another Stamp of Approval as an uncommon, Chittering Doom, and Hammer Fist Boom-tacular. We have a foil, and it is a foil host common in Shaggy Camel. Kind of lackluster foil, but the kind of box holding it, or the separator here for the host creature looks kind of cool, and the background's okay, but the camel itself is not in foil, so it's a little, it could be better. Ooh, and we open a mythic in our last pack with an Infinity Elemental. It is the first mythic vanilla creature, although its power is infinite.
Oh, I love how he's burning the text box.
Yes, he's burning the text box, and he's just, the frame is just going infinite behind him, which is cool. So we have the Infinity Elemental. We finish with a Plains full art. We have a Treadmill and a Top Secret Tunnel, both common contraptions. And we finish off with this adorable gnome token. And again, on the back, it's the aesthetics, truth is not black and white, coloring book type thing. So just to quickly go over some of the stuff that we got, because we got a lot of mythics and we got a foil rare, so that's cool.
Yay!
And the reason we got a lot of mythics is because we got mythic contraptions as well as mythic non-contraptions. So speaking of mythic contraptions, let's start with the hard hat area mythic contraption, fairy airy mythic contraption, and the rapid prototyper mythic contraption. We then got a foil rare in X. The only X that we got in this whole box, but that's okay. I like X, like I said, and I like that I got him in foil, so that's really cool. Then we got some mythic non-contraptions. We got Infinity Elemental. Infinity, I've been talking for a while. Elemental. It's the first vanilla mythic. We have Baron von Count, one of the leaders of the League of Dastardly Doom. Dr. Julius Jumblemorph, the leader of the Crossbreed Labs. And the Grand Calcutron, the leader of the Order of the Widget. And the mythic that I'm going to leave you looking at, if you didn't get it from where we were going, is the Sword of Dungeons and Dragons. I like this card a lot. I hope you guys do too. I hope you guys liked this opening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for over an hour. Oh my god. It was totally worth it. We're going to open another box next week, but don't run away just yet. It will not take this long because we're just going to reference back to this video and we're going to go through things a lot faster because now that we've seen them all, you guys will have had the experience. If you didn't pick up any of the set, that's fine. Hopefully you were able to come hang out with us and enjoy yourselves. I had a great time. Amy has been here as well, hopefully also having a great time.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can check us out, more videos on the channel by subscribing. We have paper magic openings every Monday. We have story reviews every Thursday with Amy and I. And we have me playing some draft on Magic Online every Saturday. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Geek for All. Once again, I've been Joe.
And I'm Amy.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks so much, everybody.